This is Bad Karma Wrestling.
Give me a hell yeah!
With no gimmick Nick Johnston.
It doesn't matter how you feel!
And David Double D Dykstra.
And welcome in, folks, to, well, it's just me here today. BK Dub, Bad Karma Wrestling in the building, ready to rock and roll. No gimmicks Nick Johnston. I got nobody today. That's okay. Besides the boys in the back, we got Andrew and Adam helping out, saying what's up, how we doing, ready to rock and roll. Oh, yeah. Yes, you are. I love it and enjoy it. Because I'm going to need a lot of emotional support today, I think. Because we got to get through, well, we'll talk about probably the best pay-per-view that's going to happen in April. That's going to be Dynasty coming up this Sunday. Followed by, well, I'm going to take, I guess, a page out of, well, Punk, Rhodes, and McAfee's book this week, and I'm going to shoot from the hip on this. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is a dog shit WrestleMania build, an awful card in every which way. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at today. That's kind of, just give me a kind of, where's Nick at mentally? What is he going to be thinking today? Oh, yeah, it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a real fun one. I got some stuff to talk about. But like I usually like to do, let's start with like a compliment sandwich. Let's start with the good stuff. We'll go with the bad stuff, and then we'll end with some good stuff to finish off today's Bad Karma Wrestling. So if you're ready, I'm ready. You boys in the back ready? Let's do it. Let's get going. Like I said, let's get started on the good stuff. AEW Dynasty cooking up, starting off. We'll be seeing that Sunday. Where are they at? They're in Vancouver, hanging out with the Canucks up there. That ought to be fun. Obviously, a big one for the guys like Cope and Christian. Big one for Kenny Omega. That'll most likely be the the main event, and then the match that happens just before it. But this is going to be great, like I said. So we'll go through the card as it is currently. I don't think anything. Maybe a couple of 0-hour matches get added on as of probably tomorrow when Collision happens, but as of right now, looking like 9 matches, 8 on the main card, 1 on the 0-hour card, and we'll get to it right here. So Alex Windsor taking on Marina Shafir. This was a part of, I think this was just announced after this past Dynamite, the go-home Dynamite for to go into Dynasty. So Alex Windsor will be taking on Marina Shafir after the United Empire came into town. Started off Dynamite pretty hot. Attacked the Death Riders to get going, so that was good. So, like I said, starting off AEW hot, and that led to eventually Chaos in Canada, that match to end the night. Again, pretty solid. Double D and I were mentioning previously, he's like, yeah, get as much United Empire back in the building. Did not know that the IWGP champion currently is 23 years old, so shout out to him.
Is he really?
Yeah, dude.
I did not
It's
know
not
that.
very often that they let that happen. We're such a young guy. Not only that, but technically a foreigner to the New Japan land, him being a young boy. But yeah, they see the confidence in him. I'm sure it was probably Will Ospreay being like, hey, if I'm not here, it probably should be him. Something like that.
Fair.
Probably just giving him the rub, giving him the right confidence in that too. But I mean, that was fantastic. So again, that was kind of just the woman that popped out. Alex Windsor came out to help out Will Ospreay, so she will take on Marina Shafir. I'm not expecting anything too crazy in terms of who wins. Again, it's not all too important to storyline. I think it'll just be one of those things where. Actually, I think, Marina Shafir might take this one just because I believe later on in the night, Will Ospreay will end up winning the Continental title, but we'll get to that in just a little bit. So, again, not going to linger on this one too long. Should be good. I actually have been enjoying Marina Shafir matches and just how she kind of does her in-ring style. It's very, it's different than most, obviously, the more MMA style, but we'll see.
It's a good mix for, like, the regular wrestling. It adds another level of athleticism to what has already been really solid AEW matches. I mean, it adds another layer to it. I like it.
So like I said, a little bit different. She comes out without her shoes on. She makes it more MMA style. Are we going to get Ronda again? Probably not, but that's okay.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are too. But we'll go down this list. Not in any particular order. Don't know what's going to be opening the night, what's going to be closing, other than obviously MJF and Omega. Well, let's go into Young Bucks versus Takeshita and Okada. Man, this is going to be fantastic. So a little bit of a pivot from the Don Callis family had to make this. We'll get to that in a little bit as well. But yeah, with Kyle Fletcher going down, it was looking like it was going to be Fletcher and Okada versus the Young Bucks to kind of spice things up and just give us just an amazing match. Just get another great one under the Young Bucks belt. But again, I'm not going to sit here and complain, because I really feel as though Takeshita is, between him, Fletcher, some of the next best big things that are going to be coming out of wrestling for sure. So, again, denying us yet another opportunity to have Takeshita and Okada, and that was actually made mention by Don Callis. He's like, you know what? I'm not giving this to you. I'm not giving this to you. I don't care how long, because the Don Callis family is exactly that. Like, if anything, I enjoy the conflict. I like these guys not liking each other within my family, within my faction. Again, anything he touches, in my eyes, since like the mid 2000s, 2010s for Don Callis, he's made it and turned it into gold. He's one of the better. I don't want to say he's a better version of Paul Heyman, but you definitely see the inspiration that Don Callis have had, being, working with Paul Heyman back in the late 90s, early 2000s, when he was in part of the original ECW. So
I was going to say, he matches the energy.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty spot on.
Oh, yeah. It's that same managerial. You always want to punch him in the face. You always want to see him get hurt. You constantly getting booed and jeered. So
he's the perfect head of the family. I'm gonna let the kids just do what they want, kind of thing. And it's like, no, take control of them.
Oh yeah.
But I can't wait for that.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be another fantastic match again. Anytime you get the Young Bucks, Okada, not only in the same ring at the same time, but just in the same ring in general at any given night, it's gonna be great. But adding Takeshita in there is gonna be amazing. And that's the whole caveat. If Takeshita and Okada work well together, Takeshita will face Okada for the international title at Double or Nothing. So they're already getting the ball rolling for the next pay-per-view, which I love.
Irons are in the fire already.
Yeah.
You can see it.
And again, we've been you can go back for about 6 months. I'm sure 6 months ago, me and Double D sitting here can't wait for Okada Takeshita. Can't wait for that to finally happen.
I think it might be almost pushing on a year at this point.
Oh yeah,
you guys were talking about it.
Oh, it's been sizzling. I can't. And we kind of got it obviously with World's End, but it was a very a watered down, kind of limited, because it was a tournament style. So
right.
When you finally let them go for 30 plus, oh my God,
they gave you an appetizer.
Yeah.
We want the main course.
Oh yeah. Absolutely right. Continuing on. So in terms of prediction, man, the Young Bucks I don't think they can lose two big ones back to back. It could add to storyline if they do that way, and then allow Takeshita and Okada to finally, all right, fine, you work well. Not only did you work well, you won. You beat the Young Bucks. Here's your title match. So I think that could be the way they go, unless they want to put a kibosh on the Takeshita versus Okada for another little while. So I'm gonna roll Takeshita and Okada on this one. I think the Young Bucks take another devastating loss, and it makes them rethink, retool, get back in the lab, and we'll see how that goes. Darby Allin and Andrade. Man, this has been fun. It's been good watching Andrade get this push, and now unfortunate seeing Kyle Fletcher go down. While one opportunity or one window closes, the other window opens, and I think this is going to be another one where Andrade just gets pushed to the moon in another way, where he now becomes almost the main focal point with the Don Callis family. Okada will still be there. Takeshita would still be there, just like I mentioned, but Andrade is going to be, the favorite son for a little while. I think that should be the route that they go. Andrade probably should get the win here. Darby Allin will always be I don't want to say lovable loser, but he's always going to be loved by the fans and you'll get him next time, Darby. Don't worry.
I was going to say, I think he's getting a little bit people are really starting to get on his side. Wanting to see him get a shot here. I think I feel personally myself, from the man in the back here again, the novice myself. it feels like he's starting to make that move maybe towards. I'll ask you this: do you think that maybe he's making that move towards maybe being a contender, being a challenger?
I think that it's become a little bit more realistic. Just because it right away when they were pushing him with the TNT title run, with when they were kind of pushing him with him and Cody back in the day, it was way too early. And I think it was a very good decision to not throw the title on him so early. I'm very much been very, very critical of Darby Allin because, like I've said, he only 150 pounds soaking wet. He wears like an emo girl's like dream outfit. Like it's very
totally
it's
fair.
Yeah, again with him only being 150 pounds and he does his little coffin drop. It's just like ow, that was annoying. Like why would you do that? Why would you bump into me, ma'am? But yeah, I think now with the storylines that he's been a part of, getting the rub from Sting, getting the he gets the he's now able to use the Scorpion Deathlock. I think it's become a little bit more on the side of like, okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to sit here. I don't personally need or want Darby as the world champion, but I can see that underdog, old school Rey Mysterio type storyline where you can start pushing him. Like, okay, he's the little guy, but then he's going to earn his way. So it depends on who he wins the title off of. And I just think that it's probably not going to be shaping up for Wembley. I think that's probably going to be MJF and Will Ospreay. But yeah, no, that's kind of where I'm at. Where he can get it. It'd have to be taken off the right person at the right time.
Yeah,
and that's why I kind of feel like, again, with the way that they're building MJF, which, I mean, I'm not going to complain. I think it's the best way to do it. It's just going to make a win over MJF that much more special than the way that they're doing it this way. So, see how it goes. Going on down the line, we got Jericho and Ricochet. This was fun. And, we saw a little bit of old Jericho. He brought back the list.
I was impressed.
He brought back the list, so I threw it in there later on, but I might as well ask it now. Are we good with Jericho playing the hits? I think I am. I have no problem with that. He's done his whole, the learning tree and this, that, and the other, and the Ocho and everything else.
So many gimmicks.
Let's play the hits. Who cares at this point? If you're gonna go out soon, he hasn't said that necessarily. Again, everyone's time is ticking and with him on the later end of his 40s, going into 50 if he isn't already 50. I got this computer in front of me. I can figure that out in a quick second. But you would think that on the way out soon. Screw it. Just play the hits. Give me list of Jericho. The list. Give me all the moves you invented. Give me the Ayatollah of rock and rolla. Give me everything. I don't care. I just play again. Just give me good. Just give me some good stuff. Don't need to reinvent the wheel. And he was even honest. Like whether he genuinely he said it in the promo. I think he was being genuine. He's like, I've had some good ones. I've had some stinkers. Let's not deny that. I've had some bad ones. And that was actually for like the first time that you're like, okay, I think I'm actually getting like genuine Chris Jericho and not just like, again, not Fozzy up on stage Jericho or just exactly that, just like entertainer pro wrestler Jericho. We got actual insight to it, and I thought it was actually pretty genuine. So I like the signing. It was interesting for Ricochet to come out. I think it was his first live appearance in ring since the whole Twitter, him making fun of the woman with MS.
Yeah, it's
incident.
been a minute.
So he, like you said, he had a pre-recorded promo like 2 weeks ago, and then just this past week coming out live. So, and he rolled with the punches. I think fans were cheering and obviously trolling him live and in person, but got through that whole thing. Didn't really stumble all too much. Was yelled at and called bald, rightfully so. But ultimately got the point across. I think it was kind of like I said. Lower tier like heel for him because he's, like I said, he's not being used right away, but he says like, hey man, if you haven't looked around, I'm the hottest thing right now. And we're all just like, no, you're not, Ricochet. Stop. What? That's not true. So I can understand why they're starting off with Ricochet and Chris Jericho. I think it's safe. again, Ricochet can take a loss right now. Jericho's going to need the win coming back. And it'll be one of those things where he even mentioned it. Ricochet even mentioned it in that little promo back and forth. He goes, oh, you're in shape, but are you in ring shape? Yada, yada. So Ricochet, I'm sure, will be running circles around him, trying to go really fast. And it'll be one of those things like, oh, can Jericho keep up? And then there'll be the spot where, oh, he did keep up. All right, cool. He's back to go. So that's kind of where I'm at. So Jericho wins in this one.
Just an update for you, just to clarify for everybody. He's 55.
Oh, he's 55. Okay. All right.
I did not realize that myself either. I thought he was, like you said, late 40s. He looks good for 55. I'll give him that.
He is. He got back his abs. I know. Again, they're one of those abs where like, oh, far away, they're pretty good. Don't get closer though.
Yeah, it's
stay about 20 feet or so.
It's like one ab. It's like one whole ab, but it's there.
It's there. It's better than mine. I'll give him that much. So shout out to him.
I am glad he brought back the list, though.
Yes, bring back 100%. The list. Bring back all the gimmicky fun stuff.
Play the hits. People love the hits, like you said.
Exactly right. Into the championship matches, into the title matches, we have the Continental title, Mox versus John Moxley versus Will Ospreay. Oh man. Do I want to throw my patented "this can steal the show" match right here on this? I think again, it's a cop out every time because it's Will Ospreay.
Of course,
he could he could wrestle a broom and steal the show.
The bleeder versus the man who can fly.
Yeah,
like,
and that's again, I think they've built this storyline up very well with just how much visceral hate they have between each other. Like, hey, you screwed up my career. You could have ended it with my neck. He'll work the neck. Moxley will work Ospreay's neck throughout this match. We'll kind of see if he's grounded Will Ospreay, or if we get the high flying Will Ospreay as we come to know and love. But I got Ospreay winning this match again. Another return. Mox has had the Continental title for some time now. Time for some changing. But again, I think this could be the show stealer. I don't think. Oh man, hold on a second. I think we have had Will Ospreay versus John Moxley, but I think it was at New Japan.
Yeah, you might be right.
I feel like that's right. I feel like I was there for the show that they happened at the. Oh man. So they used to have the old ECW, the Odeum. Is where it was at? I think that was where it was at before they shut that down.
I believe I can check real fast.
Yeah. But I think that was maybe a couple years ago for the IWGP Intercontinental title that they have at that level. So I think that's what they have. This again, regardless, it was awesome to see it then. It'll be awesome to see it now. So can't wait for that. TNT title again. This comes for an unfortunate reason. Due to Kyle Fletcher's legit injury, he was walking out of Collision a couple weeks ago in a walking boot, and again from there it seems as though injuries have become more serious. I can only throw it up there, I think for right now, the current state of AEW can survive without Fletcher. It's going to take a major toll in terms of like match quality, but again, someone else can step up and still have pretty solid matches week in and week out. I think that opens the door for Andrade to get that big push and start having more and more opportunities. Not even within the Don Callis family. Like I said, watching Tommaso Ciampa go crazy, and I think he's going to be the front runner to probably win this gauntlet. He's the only one that I believe that is announced. He beat Mascarada El Dorado on Dynamite to get in there to become number one in the gauntlet, because that's the whole thing. The casino gauntlet, it can end at any time. There's going to be random people coming in and out at any time. It can end in the first two people. It can end after the 20th person comes out. Who knows? That's
like the
fun.
Don Callis family. Anybody can be in it. Anything happens.
Yeah, it's like I always do the. Whose lines it anyways? The points don't matter. The entrances don't matter.
Exactly.
It's all about the TNT title, folks.
Just an update too for you for the Moxley Ospreay. They've met twice beforehand. Both New Japan, Windy City Riot.
Yep, I was there.
2022.
Yep.
And then Wrestle Kingdom 18.
Yeah.
In 2024.
That makes sense. Yeah, that Windy City Riot was awesome. That was a very good show. Sometimes I reminisce. I'll watch the Snapchat like memories of that.
I've seen a few clips and videos of it. It's a fantastic.
I missed that. I already missed the Odeum. That was such a great place. And we'll get to another unfortunate place that won't be having any wrestling anytime soon later on in the Chicagoland area. But that's a tough one. But yeah, that's again. I'm looking forward to that again, and I'll label that as my early show stealer. Again, TNT title for the Casino Gauntlet. I feel like as though that can have its own right and be crazy. But again, I think Ciampa is probably the front runner and the good go-to. You might as well. He just lost it, and he'll gain it back. I haven't seen Mark Briscoe in a little bit, so maybe he makes a little return. Haven't seen that in a bit. Reach for the scalp. Well, that'd be a big pop. And again, with Fletcher leaving, opportunity for Mark Briscoe to get back in there and get the right light on him. They were beat up by the Dogs, so maybe like Roderick Strong, Orange Cassidy's in there. We'll see how that goes because they're not on the card either.
Should be chaotic fun.
Yeah. For the women's title, we have Thekla and Jamie Hayter. I'm going to be honest. I feel like this is kind of just like a throw-in, just giving Thekla another opportunity to show a match or two. But I'm going to have to agree with Double D at this point. Her title reign has been very, very subpar. I don't blame her for it. I just kind of it's one of those things where I don't want to sound mean. It's like how you can only care about so many things at any given time. So if like 25% of my caring is on MJF and Kenny Omega, and the other 10% is on the TNT title, and the other 10% is on the Don Callis. I mean, like it's my caring for like the women's title and Thekla and her run it's very minuscule. So it sounds ignorant. It sounds mean. I do like her matches. I do think she's a great talent, and she's one of the better women's wrestlers on this roster.
100%.
But there's just so much going on. Like they needed more time on FTR versus Cope and Christian, rather than putting a full steam ahead storyline on Thekla and Hayter. I think there will be a time eventually when they put more into the women's division, into the women's storylines. It is unfortunate to kind of see that once Toni Storm is kind of gone, that you're like, oh, all right, TK, like I see that your focus is kind of exactly that, kind of shifting which way. And I can understand. Toni Storm obviously makes you a ton of money. Thekla right now probably not making as much money for you. Yeah, I think so. I mean, the talent is there, so you can't deny that. It's just the why factor, like why should I care right now for you, is lacking. So again, I think you get in the lab, you put more focus and put more segments and storylines on the women's title, and you can make us care. But as of right now, I just see this as a filler, unfortunately. So I think Thekla again retains and gets that going there. In the final two matches we have, we got some big ones here. For the tag titles, FTR and Christian and Cope. Adam Copeland taking on one another, for the tag titles. And again, this has been a build. This has been a nice build. Seeing almost week in and week out FTR coming out against Christian and Cope, having a back and forth, attacking one another. This last one you had Stokely attacking or spearing Christian. Had a better spear than Jey Uso. That's not that hard. But sure enough, again, still building it up and doing it in that old school FTR way, like we have been seeing from the the 90s and the 2000s, where again just doing the small stuff, the small heel stuff to get underneath your skin. I mean, I don't think they've had a match since the last pay-per-view, and that could be for various reasons. But I think that's the right way to do it. Doing less, but it results in more, and that happens all the time. And FTR is a fantastic tag team in doing so. So, being as though that this is Vancouver, Canada, you might have to give this to Cope and Christian, because I do not see Omega walking out of here with the world title. So that's where I'm at. Again, almost, like I said, play the hits. We're gonna give us a spear, give us the kill switch, and all that fun jazz. This has to lead up for Cope and Christian to get the title, so that then eventually it'll be Cope and Christian versus the Young Bucks at Wembley, I think. Or Double or Nothing.
It's got to be leading up to everything big and mega. All feels like Wembley's. That's got to be the spot. That's your big moment.
And again, I don't want to keep jumping too far, because I know that's not until August. But again, even in between, if we were going to go to Double or Nothing with that, that's a good selling point for Double or Nothing. So
and FTR, they haven't done anything since March.
Okay, yeah.
It was them against the Young Bucks.
Yeah, them retaining their titles. So again, for me, anything FTR touches turns to gold, so I can't complain there. World title time. Oh yeah, the God of Pro Wrestling versus the Devil. MJF versus Kenny Omega. Kenny by God Omega. If this doesn't go bell to bell about 30 minutes, I'll be very surprised. But this is going to be fun. I think there was a lot of run over on Dynamite. I think Dynamite went until about 9:20, 9:25.
Yeah.
Like it went almost 30 minutes over on Dynamite. And some are saying, that was too much. It was too long. Some are saying, no, that was just right. That was the perfect way to do it. I enjoyed, the aggressive, back and forth. I think, there's actually making contact. I think that was the whole thing. Like, and having a no contact clause or whatever. But Kenny Omega and MJF standing over each other. That's gonna be fun. So there's a nice build. Again, that's been the thing. Build. MJF can talk, and has delivered a true pipe bomb this week. Not the one that you saw on Monday night that was kind of, shoved down our throat. Like, oh, I can't believe the pipe bomb is back. No, the pipe bomb happened on Twitter, and it also happened on Busted Open. We'll get to that in just a little bit. But yeah, MJF and Omega, it's happened before when Omega was not 100%. Now he's at his 100%, and this is going to be fantastic. I do see MJF walking out again as champion still, but I guess kind of the way the business goes. I'll lean towards Mox and Ospreay being the show stealer, but again, this has everything that should be the best match of the night in MJF and Omega. Again, that just kind of simply tells me exactly that. Who wants you to have a good show this April, and who's just selling you celebrities?
I was just gonna say, like, the way that this card is ramping up for another, is this gonna be another great pay-per-view, you think, for AEW to kind of like push them? You think more neck and neck with WWE? You think?
I think so. And like I said, this isn't even this isn't even my final form. Like, we're missing
Right.
Swerve Strickland on this card, Brody King on this card.
Yep.
Or I mentioned a couple other before too. It's like we got some big names not even on this card, and this is still shaping up to be one of the better AEW pay-per-views. And it's like I said, and we always mention AEW pay-per-views just soar and skyrocket over anything the WWE does in that department.
They've done phenomenal. And again, we're not even at the big one.
No,
we're just leading up to the big one.
Yes, exactly, and it's that exciting. So,
Crazy.
Like I said, it kind of shows you where two companies are at. Like,
someone could learn from this potentially.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'll get to that. I'm just going to kind of get to what MJF has been saying all week long. It's been fantastic. Because, again, we kind of got through all this stuff already, all the lower thirds that we already made. I'll just get right to MJF. He had one hell of a week. He was over on the Adam Friedland show, giving out some big ones on there. The Big Hebrew. I love that one. That's a great name. Great nickname. They should probably just start doing their own show, just the two of them together. They have some pretty good chemistry. I've never seen MJF break and laugh as hard as he has in character, out of character, as he did on that show.
Of all the people that I thought were like gonna get him, this was not. I love Adam Friedland too. Like, he's fantastic. I just was not prepared. Like the fact that he had him like gut rolling over,
Yeah.
gut holding. I was like, whoa, dude, like.
And a guy like that, I mean,
Phenomenal.
a guy like that, I don't know if you've seen like his interviews with Brandon Walker.
Yes.
Like I feel like,
Great stuff.
and they're great. It's great, but the way that I think that they set it up is like Brandon Walker's probably just like constantly make fun of me, like play me down, like this, that, and the other. But there was almost like a small understanding with Adam Friedland and MJ. It was different. I enjoyed it. That's not where I'm
It
getting
was
at.
very
but
out of character for MJF, but I love it all the
Yeah.
same. Like, it
And-
sells more.
It kind of, like I said, it got the ball rolling. He was somewhat talking about WWE's, like, he's like, hey, they do some good stuff, but their stars are 40 plus years old over there. And he was just getting to the point of like, we create stars and they kind of just buy stars. They take stars away. So that was one of them. The other one was, oh boy, completely unloading on Chris Silva and just TNA in general on this thing right here. And rightfully so. So let me kind of get maybe a quote or two from here. But if you have not listened to his, actual pipe bomb that happened this past week on Busted Open, man, after this is done, take the time to go listen to that 6 minutes, I think, or so. That's on on their YouTube, Twitter, web, whatever social media that they got going on. That was something. And saying he tore him a new one is that's putting it lightly.
I was going to say, saying it was a pipe bomb, this feels like
A nuke.
3 pounds of C4.
Yeah.
Like, geez. Cruise missile?
Yeah. So this is what he tweeted. He goes, "It's called being preempted due to March Madness. This guy is actually a dumb MFer. Congrats. You pay your talent shit, then force them off shows where they can make money." So this is all pertaining to the fact that MJF is no longer facing Nick Nemeth at Create a Pro's May 1st event that'll be going on, as well as a couple other issues. Leon Slater will no longer be facing Ricochet, and I think that was either a Hog event. It might have been. I don't think it was. I think it was definitely different than this Create a Pro card. And even before that, you saw Moose get taken off a car off of the Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling card. I think there was even another instance where, Bronson Reed and MJF were supposed to face each other. That was kibosh too. All because TNA was like, we got a new policy. Yeah, sure, new policy. It was all labeled because partnerships didn't agree. Well, who you partnered with? WWE. All of which where, every single one of these cards and matches, I don't see Nick Nemeth going over on MJF. I definitely don't see Bronson Reed going over on MJF.
Not even close.
Leon Slater, Ricochet, I can give you a 50-50. But again, I would realistically say if you're, Ricochet should probably go over on that one too. If you're in that conversation of like, oh wow, all of our talent is going to go, going to be seeing the lights at the end of the day when they're laying on their back. Does this even a good look? No, not necessarily. But again, it's indie. It's an indie show. It's not the same company. These are independent contractors. No, they ain't.
Call them whatever you want. We know what they are.
Yeah, exactly. So I think MJF had every right to be as pissed off as he was and to lay in at Chris Silva as he wants to actually putting #LOLTNA in his tweet. Mwah! He gets it, and I love it. Oh, my God. And he's right. He's right. Like, this is ridiculous to have this back and forth. So I get it. Again, it's WWE coming in, putting the hammer down and saying basically, we're not going to have our partner, we're not going to have our talent be looking down, but it's not a good look when, I've been saying Chris. It's Carlos Silva. Carlos Silva, TNA president. Either way, I think it was kind of like that thing from Jim Rome is Burning. He's like, I'm going to call you Chris. I don't care. Chris? Yeah, screw it. Chris. So, yeah, Carlos Silva. And this, again, this is where it also stemmed from. Carlos Silva was unhappy that AEW Collision was airing during Thursday Night Impact. Again, due to March Madness, making that whole switch up. But what was not added was the fact that, TNA saw a dip in their ratings because of that. So AEW's B show that they constantly sit there and say, hey, let's cancel this, let's get rid of this show, was outdoing TNA's main product. By the way, TNA, the dumbest little thing on your website was figured out, or on your social media, just randomly tweeting out or showing images of numbers. Everyone and their mother knew those were just dates for shows. Like that, you did nothing. You did nothing special. We will not see you in Chicago. They're coming to Chicago. I will not see you there.
I may see them as I pass by, maybe if I'm over there. But
yeah, that'll be great for the
I'll just
Hardys.
wave.
For the Hardys, probably to still have the tag titles at that time in August.
As Matt's like,
how the
limping.
hell? What are they doing with the Righteous? I don't know. I got nothing.
Do they even have like plot lines anymore over there? Is it just like, yeah, let's put names in a hat and pull them out, and those are the matches, those are the matchups.
I mean, it's
ridiculous.
It's
I tried and I can't.
I guess I use that like worst case scenario. If a gun to my head and I had to name like either the TNA women's division, knockouts division, or the NXT division, like I don't know any of those gals.
You could probably name it from
maybe
2005.
that's on me. Maybe that's on me, but like it's one of those things where, again, even this rebellion thing.
Is ODB still there?
Who?
Is ODB still there? Like,
I think she's producing.
Okay,
I think she's helping out.
So she is still there. Okay, so
yeah,
I got
she's
one
still
right.
technically there. I think actually they may or may not have just ran a storyline with her. So it's just one of those things. They had the rebellion card. I think they already had it, or they're going to have it this upcoming Saturday. Again, it's just one of those things like hit me in the head so I can see some stars. Holy crap. They're awful.
Once Samoa Joe and AJ Styles were out, there's no point.
And that was damn near 15 years ago now.
That's the thing. Like it's been so like I think the last time I remember it was when I went to their big
Bound
pay-per-view.
for Glory, yeah.
Bound for
Like
Glory.
2010.
And I think it was Sting versus Jeff Jarrett was
no,
what
Sting
I was
and
at.
Joe, I think.
Yeah.
It was
That was
Sting and Joe.
2008, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like I can't even remember the last time.
So yeah, again, a bunch of words and expletives that I can't really. Well, I could relay here, but I'm gonna choose not to, just because we're gonna get. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. You pick and choose your vulgarity. It impacts more when you say the F word every so often and not every single day. Exactly. So I'll sit here again and say, if you haven't seen his reaction, you haven't heard his true pipe bomb of the week, go ahead and go do so. So there you have it. Dynasty on the horizon. Trying to think if there's anything else, anything more. Oh yeah, the last thing that we got. I'm gonna do this on the AEW side of things. The Berwyn Eagles Club is gonna be hitting home for the Chicagoland area. Berwyn Eagles Club has canceled all wrestling shows from here on out. No longer will have a partnership. Will no longer be doing wrestling shows there because of the fake stabbing incident that Ruthless Pro Wrestling put on. That was, oh my goodness. I had it right here, all ready to go. 1 second. So yeah, so is the Mads Cruel Kruger, that big guy from MLW, who's might either be their current or former world heavyweight champion, had a fake stabbing incident. That was pushing for storyline. It was a whole ordeal where a fan came up, tried to stab him. The whole locker room came out to stop him. This, that, and the other. Blurring lines. Fans don't know if it's real. Maybe people on the show don't even know if it's real or not. And sure enough, police got involved. And now we have this issue of no more shows at the Berwyn Eagles Club. I only bring this up because it's one of those things where don't do stupid stuff because it leads to, well, now you have a venue. Okay, sure. These shows aren't going to not exist because the Berwyn Eagles Club isn't available, but you put a huge, huge speed bump, if not a complete road blockage on this, because what was an easy job for people getting this booked and whatnot, now you ruined it. You straight up ruined it. And the Berwyn Eagles Club, if you haven't been, I'm not going to gas it up and say it's the greatest, but it's a nice venue for independent wrestling shows. Easy walk in, you walk down 3 steps, rings right there, all around, concession stand over there. It was nice. It was nothing crazy. It wasn't AT&T Stadium. I just needed something, and it was nice. And you messed it up. You messed it up for everyone.
It's a solid venue for a nice indie wrestling spot for you to be able to kind of get a good number of people in there, watch some good matches. And I saw that this was making the rounds on social media, and there were people that were going like, this was like the Vince McMahon blowing up the limo thing, but like 1,000 times worse because of how close this came to like real life. Like, you can see this kind of thing happening because look at what the Rampage Jackson's son,
Yes.
literally beating up a wrestler in
Great
the
comp.
ring. This was too close to reality to be taken not serious.
And that's the thing. You even go back with that one. It's like, me as a fan, you see that, you're like, again, is this a part of the show? Is this real? Do I jump in?
Right.
Am I now watching attempted murder, or am I watching something that's part of the show?
Yeah.
I don't know.
None of us would know because it's like it is Chicago.
Yeah.
It's dangerous here sometimes.
And that's
It's
the
a wrestling
unfortunate
event.
thing.
Who knows?
It's the unfortunate thing from every which way. Again, not to get all too deep dial into political stuff and whatnot, but you're living in a time where a lot of things are uncertain. Safety things can happen at any sort of time, and you're throwing this in there as a storyline? It borderlines laziness and just like, all right, that's just kind of just not, like, it's just not smart to do. Like, that's just a very bad idea. Again, when people don't know, all sorts of chaos can happen. You can have a fan that might actually have a real legit weapon on them and try and attack that fan. You don't know.
That's the thing that kind of throws me is like, if it were another wrestler, okay, people would maybe be like, all right, it's a gimmick, maybe a little bit too much, but it's a gimmick. When you have a fan who does it, that's blurring the lines, which I get you want to try to do, but that's going a little too much into the like, whoa, what if somebody had legitimately then tried to go after that fan and hurt them?
Yeah, exactly.
Then we got a bigger problem on our hands.
There's so much liability. There's so much. Again, I don't want to keep hammering it, but like, for every smart fan, again, you're going to a small independent wrestling show. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to insult anybody, but there are people there that still think that wrestling is like happening for real in front of their face. So you can't be playing. You're playing with fire, and this fire is hot. So be careful. And in which case, again, I saw a lot of people. I mean, AMB on his Facebook page, he was like, "Hey, I'm just very proud that I was even able to perform in this arena or to perform at this place at all. It had some very legendary independent shows there before. So it's just a shame that they can't do it for probably ever."
One mistake ruins it for a whole lot of people.
Exactly. That's the perfect example of it takes one person to ruin it for everybody else. So
it's a shame.
Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to be that guy that tears WrestleMania apart coming up next because, well, I got voices in my head too, and it ain't Pat McAfee. More Pat Karma Wrestling when we return.
Hey, watch your mouth. Why? I'll just put a quarter in the swear jar. Once it's filled, we get a Coors party after work. I've been drinking Coors since my college days. The cold draft taste, the second stuff. Yeah, worth the recorder, am I right? You know it, mother.
Hey, you get those reports done?
Yeah. No. You, sir. Attention, employees.
The staff meeting, scheduled for this evening, will now be held tomorrow early as
That is all. Dudes, we're only 75 cents short. Oh, shh. The boss. Hey, sir, go yourself. You're fired!
The Chicagoland area has a large number of lonely dogs currently filling shelter pens, just waiting to find a family. Nothing adds warmth to a home like a wagging tail and a warm pair of brown eyes. If you are considering adding a dog to your household, visit the Anderson Animal Shelter, where adoption counselors can assist you in selecting your new best friend. Make your house a home. Adopt a shelter dog. To see a current list of adoptees, visit their website at www.andersonanimalshelter.org or meet them in person at 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin. Don't have room in the home for a new furry family member? Donations of toys, collars, and soft or hard non-perishable dog food are always accepted and are greatly appreciated. All animals are spayed or neutered and are waiting with tails wagging to find a loving home. Visit 1000 South LaFox Street in South Elgin or www.andersonanimalshelter.org for more details.
This is Bad Karma Wrestling
Give me a hell yeah.
with No Gimmick Nick Johnston
It doesn't matter how you feel.
and David Double D Dykstra.
Come in, folks. BK Dub. BK Dub.
BK Dub.
Dub. Yes, indeed. Bad Karma Wrestling in the building. No Gimmicks, Nick Johnston. Double D on assignment. That's okay. Because we got, oh boy. I want to be.
Just do it, Nick.
I want to be positive in some sort of way.
You're gonna go in. Go in.
Because it's WrestleMania and it is what it is. But by God, I don't think I really don't feel like I'm exaggerating when I say this. But this is easily one of the worst builds to a WrestleMania. Do I want to say of all time? I haven't done enough research to really for sure solidify and say that. Well, let's just do it. This is going to be the worst WrestleMania build of all time. Will there be good matches? Yes. Will there be some good moments? Yes. But overall, the build, the storylines, what we've seen on some of the worst Raws and SmackDowns to build up to this has been absolutely awful. Awful in every which way. And I'm not liking the spin zones that people are trying to have. And like, oh, yeah, they'll get this right. Pat McAfee can do some heel work and get this right. Nobody wants this. And I thought it was going to be bad when we were going to get a Nick Aldis match. No, we're getting Pat McAfee as the voice inside of Randy's head. What are we doing? What the oh my God.
Honestly, I think that one for me as a Randy Orton fan definitely warrants I think an F word, honestly. If you wanted to on it, truly.
I'm so sick of coming up here every week, and every time we get to the WWE segment, I just go, I don't know what they have. I don't know what they're doing. I can't make this make sense. I feel like I've said that for the past 5 weeks, the past 5 shows, every time we get to this part. Because I don't know what they're doing. There's no creative in this creative group. It's lacking every which way. They just promoted like another head writer for Raw, which they announced she has no experience in the wrestling industry at all. She's just making TV. She's been writing TV. For who, I don't know. For what, I don't know. But it's not good. It's not good in any which way. Pat McAfee, well, let's pull back just a quick second. SmackDown in St. Louis, out comes Randy. He goes, next time you see me, I'll be wearing number 15. But I'm not doing it for you. I'm not doing it for you fans. I'm doing it for numero uno and my family up front, which still got a pop. They can't even get heels and heels and faces right. They're booing Cody. They're cheering Randy. They're booing Sami Zayn. They're cheering Trick Williams.
My head, man.
Everyone is ass backwards here. It's so confusing and annoying. So again, just let me finish one plate before I get to the other. I'll try. My God. So Randy comes out. I'm having my 15th. Yada yada yada. Out comes Cody. Boom, bam. They're fighting really quick. And out comes Pat McAfee to no pop. Well, can I add that as well to 0 pop, and kicks him in the balls. Okay, cool. Fun. He's wearing the Randy Orton shirt. All right. Giving Randy, who has been, I don't know, putting up some of the better promos of his career. Not the best. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, put up cinema every single week, every time he grabs the microphone.
It's some of his better stuff as of late.
He doesn't need a mouthpiece. He's doing just fine. But no, let's insert another celebrity for for whatever reason, because it's not like he was already feuding or having an interaction with Jelly Roll. Which if this somehow turns into Pat McAfee is in Randy's corner, and oh no, Cody needs some help. Oh, I don't know any song by Jelly. Oh, I'm a jelly. Here comes my rolling, and we keep rolling.
I
jelly,
am not
I'm rolling.
okay.
Yeah, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Can someone check in with me and not Jelly Roll on this one? This sucks.
It would have made sense for me if it was Paul Heyman as the side man, as his manager.
He's already pulled in every which direction. He's with the Vision, who they don't even care about. He doesn't even care about them.
Oh, I know.
He's more involved with Gunther at this point.
It's a whole nother world, of course.
Yeah.
But it would have made more sense. The fact that you're saying it's this man.
Yeah.
It's a talk show host on a sports channel that no one cares about anymore. Yeah. That is the voice in his head.
He was the one
Pittsburgh
calling.
guy.
Yeah.
It's that them there dude.
Yeah, you calling a Yinzer every now and again to hear that?
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, none of it lines up.
No.
None of it's working.
I don't like it. I don't appreciate it.
For me at least, and clearly not for you.
Yeah. So, and again, it kind of just slowly drags on, and Pat's like talking about how the Attitude Era fans are being overlooked. Let me do a quick thought. Yeah, I remember when Pat McAfee rode in on the beer truck and, splashed in Vince. Oh, no, that was Stone Cold. Wait,
yeah.
okay. Then, sorry, that was Pat McAfee that threw Mankind off the Hell in a Cell. Oh, no, that was Undertaker. Headlining Wrestle? No, that was The Rock. Oh yeah, Pat, you weren't there. You were probably in Indiana getting drunk somewhere during the Attitude Era. And where was Randy? Out being a teenager. So Cowboy Bob Orton, his dad, is probably closer to being in the Attitude Era than Randy Orton, his son. So don't sit there and tell me like, oh, we're not catering to the Attitude Era fan. You're doing it every single day. The entire new WWE 2K game. Do you know what version of it came out? The Attitude Era version, where you can buy everybody. It's ridiculous. So don't sit there and say, "Oh, we don't cater to the Attitude Era fan." When you do it every single day of every single week of every single year since 2010 probably, when you started doing those specials, and now you have those A&E documentaries and WWE Unreal and all that other stuff. And I don't know, every single special has been, remember the Attitude Era? Best of the Attitude Era. Top 10 most of the Attitude Era. Everything is for the Attitude Era fans. That's where I'm getting at. Those aren't forgotten. And these guys are not supposed to be the representatives of the Attitude Era because they weren't there. God, it's so frustrating.
It might be one of the most commercialized eras of WWE that I can think of, like that has so much.
It's what set them up to be what they are. Yeah, it's what set them up to be a publicly traded company. It's what set them up to be. It's what set up Vince McMahon to be a millionaire and turn him into a billionaire. That was the difference. That's what the Attitude Era did. Now we're in the Depression Era. What was it? They said ruthless. Now it's the. Oh God, I'm already sadness. Ruthless Depression Era. I don't know. That's where we're at. Because it's just
we're like
awful.
Rudderless. I mean, seriously, this ship does not have anything going for it.
My goodness. And like I said, I put up there mixed reviews. I saw nothing but negative reviews. I only threw that up there because Double D, I thought, he would if he would had comment on it, he actually liked it. I don't know how. I would have loved for him to come in with his insight on it, but
I will say this, there were parts that I did, but this was not this was not one of the ones that I was like, I enjoyed by any means.
And I'll give it to him. Hey, how about this? It could have made sense.
Sure.
You could have given it to Pat McAfee and you said, hey, Pat, make sure on your show you're turning it up to 1,000. You're hosting this 2-3 hour show. You're no longer Pat McAfee, the sportscaster. You're Pat McAfee, the WWE guy, Randy Orton's guy, and that's what you're hosting it for. And you turn everything into, Jaden Ivey's crazy. You want to know who's crazier? Randy Orton. I don't know. Say something like that. Turn it all into it. So,
Put his face on all of your memorabilia everywhere, making an homage to Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Like RKO, everything. Like, come on.
yeah. So that all leads to, well, everyone's shooting at the hip now, including myself. Later on, Cody comes out, does again to minimal pop. He already shot himself in the foot because he attacked Kit Wilson. Everyone loves Kit Wilson. We'll get to that match later on too. But he attacks Kit Wilson, so already starting behind the 8 ball there, already getting booed because everyone loves Kit. And then he comes out with this fiery promo that, you know, they greenlit him to go out there and, you know, go and shoot on us or whatever, but it was kind of lacking. It definitely was. Again, referencing things from close to 40 years ago with the end of it, and I understand that was a good point, but it landed nowhere with that crowd who doesn't care. They don't. If they haven't seen it on Netflix or the WWE Network in the past 5 years, which hasn't even existed, they haven't seen it on Peacock or ESPN in the last 3 or 4 years, then they have no idea what's going on. So yeah, that's why that NWO mentioning with Disco Inferno is the big, and over everyone's head. Boom, zoom, gone. So Cody Rhodes's shoot was like the old cart. You ever see like the Tom and Jerry cartoons where he puts up his pistol and then it goes like limp? That's basically how it was. That's how I kind of saw
He's
it.
shooting blanks.
Yeah. And then out comes Punk to open up Monday night, where they do their usual like kind of NBA style, where they get everyone walking in the building, and then you think it's a pre-recorded shot, but then it's a live shot of CM Punk walks right into that building. Oop, boop, 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 boo. I'm gonna go in there, and then starts talking his talk. Again, well executed, but nothing that was said that, I don't know, someone like myself that has a podcast hasn't already said or done or mentioned before. Going in on the whole TKO, talking about Ari Emanuel, who's the person that got him hired in the first place. The only thing that they clearly had an issue with was talking about the TKO, the ticket prices. That was the only thing that wasn't put up on their social medias directly by WWE. So yeah, I don't get from both of those, from all three. Let's say all three, from Pat McAfee, Rhodes, and Punk's little shoot promos. What is the benefit of? All right, guys. Here's 3 guys that are all going to go out there and showcase, okay, here's all the problems that we have in our company. Not one of them had a solution, and I haven't seen a solution for one since. Because I don't know if you guys saw, I think ticket prices went up again for WrestleMania.
Yep, they did. They did.
Again, what in the blue hell are we doing? What are we talking about?
I like the Punk thing, I will say, was somewhat enjoyable. Just because he was obviously going on a rant.
Again,
and
well executed.
He went off script, and it was. I thought he, like you said, well executed. He went off and he let it be known, and there was real in that talk.
Yes,
but what direction? Like the train's running, but where on what tracks?
You use that word "real," which is funny because there was some legit, like, there's some truth in what he said, but there's also, like, he goes, I'd never sell my authenticity. Well, you did when you got on that plane ride to Saudi. You did when you apologized to everyone like that, saying that, I didn't mean it when I said go suck a blood covered cock. I didn't say that. I didn't mean that. Yeah, you did. So, and they're like, TKO doesn't own me. I'll go back to what John Cena said. You're Mr. TKO, dude. Let's not forget that.
I think you have a contract that would say otherwise.
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. There's
Mr.
probably a couple clauses
Anti-authority.
in that contract that says, "Hey, we basically own your ass. Don't do anything that's out of line. That we don't give you the green light to go do so."
We didn't bring you back for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been interesting. It's been interesting to see all of that. Like I said, let's throw all again. I don't see the benefit, and that's the thing. Like you'd be like, they're doing the shoot promo, and they should be like, oh yeah, like you almost cheer or almost booing what Pat McAfee was saying. Like, no, they were cheering because like, yeah, this has been an awful product for I don't know how long. Creative in there's just a circle jerk. It really makes no sense. Half the stuff that they put out. Some of it I feel like it's just let's do shock value for shock value, or even if it's the design that Double D and I keep going over, where let's give them the benefit of the doubt that TKO is saying, hey, we want X person and Y person to be at WrestleMania. Get us there. You have 6 months to get us there. Well, I don't know how long we've been sitting here and saying, hey, man, it's just a matter of time before we finally get Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. It's going to be great. Well, now we're here, and it's awful.
Yeah.
So this has been every single time where, again, you can give Triple H and Creative the pass of like, oh, they're not truly calling the shots. They are. All that crap that goes on Raw and SmackDown, that doesn't get a pass without Triple H being like, yeah, go ahead, go ahead, pass, go. It doesn't happen without him. So to sit there and be like, oh, he has no influence or involvement, he should get no blame for this, is asinine. I think it's an even maybe almost 50-50, or if there's another couple different people involved, it's 25-25-25-25. This is no way, shape, or form good in any which way. And that's why I said, I guess we'll kind of actually get to the card, since I might not be here by the time we preview everything. I'm not going to get through everything. I'm just going to kind of get to the big ones. So let's see. Night 1. Is this night 1 or is this night 2? Night 1 and night 2. Hold on. There we go. So here's night. Okay. This is night 1. Gotcha. So night 1 is looking like Orton Rhodes, the main event. We got Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan, which, by the way, Liv, that wealth on her head, my goodness. Between her and I hope Roxanne and Liv are okay, because that was boom.
Brutal to look at.
That was a bad one. Rollins and Gunther, whatever. AJ Lee and Becky Lynch, sure, why not? Women's, oh my God, the women's tag titles, it's a 4-way. Oh my God, I don't care. Oh God. Oh my God. And then for the first hour on ESPN2 for free, you get the unsanctioned match. So before the event even happens, it'll be unsanctioned. And it'll be Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu.
Is it possible that might be the best match
Of night 1? Yeah. Because here's the other free match on night 1 that you'll get on ESPN2. LA Knight and the Usos versus The Vision and I Show Speed.
God, just
Let that sink in, that I Show Speed is going to be live and in WrestleMania. Again, countdown until we get I Show Speed versus Logan Paul versus Mr. Beast at WrestleMania 54.
versus Jelly Roll versus Dr. X or whatever
for
his
the
name,
Universal
somebody.
Intercontinental USA Women's Title, TNT, and all that mixed together.
Sponsored by Mountain Dew, Pepsi.
Yeah, exactly. Sponsored by Prime, in all powered by Toyotathon. Yeah, so that's night 1. Night 2 is looking like Punk and Reigns. So Punk can finally say he main evented the main event of the actual day 2 of WrestleMania. So he can finally have that underneath his belt. So he can hopefully retire soon. So CM Punk and Roman Reigns to main event. We get, well, no reason to have a surprise. We're gonna get the Demon Finn Balor. It would have been great if you kind of held off on that, but no, clearly advertising the Demon versus Dominic Mysterio again. Something small, but would have been nice. I don't know. I don't know.
I love the Demon, but like you said, like surprise would have been good.
Yeah.
Something.
again, it reeks of desperation in every which way when you kind of have to advertise that the Demon is going to be there. I don't know how many more tickets that sells between Finn Balor versus Finn Balor the Demon selling to. I don't know how much that really changes it. But yeah, again, a surprise would have been nice. Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. I mean, yeah, that should be no more than 10 minutes. If it is, I'll be very surprised. And this was the other ones. Getting Sami Zayn to retain once again. You had an opportunity on Friday Night SmackDown to right a bunch of wrongs, and you made all the wrongs even more wrong. You could have gave Carmelo the title back and still inserted Sami Zayn for a triple threat. Could have had something. Nope. Let's not do that. Let's end the night with booze and Sami Zayn holding the title up high. To which I point out, someone being like, "Oh yeah, again they can flip this and they can turn him heel." He probably doesn't want to be a heel. His merchandise sales probably doesn't want him to turn heel. Like,
No.
I see it as just a very question. It was just a butt fumble of all could be there. So.
You have a potential megastar, if I can say so myself. I feel a megastar potentially in Carmelo Hayes. I believe
easily been carrying the
Yes!
division. Some of the best matches on SmackDown. Not just these past couple weeks, past couple months. You can have him up there with that. So why not have him on the card? I don't know.
Let's have a softball sitting right there on the tee, and still find a way to go. You know what? I'm gonna close my eyes and just swing.
No, let's book Miro instead in the IC ladder match, which brings us to the 3 hour on ESPN on Sunday. So again, going from ESPN2 on Saturday, ESPN regular on Sunday. First hour, not shocking that the first match will most likely be Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi. Get me in, get me out right away.
Why? Okay. You know what?
And you know what? I'll be the first one to tell you that not that I was wrong, but I have some small brooding interest in this. But again, it's very, very small in the sense of like, I don't need to be there to watch it. I just want to know exactly that. Okay, are they going to turn this into a squash match for Oba or for Brock? Or does this go 7 to 8 minutes and with both of them looking decent on each other? And, you know, the surprising thing being maybe Oba goes over. That's where my interest begins and ends. Again, it's not like I will be glued to the TV and watching that as soon as it's on. It's a very smart move by ESPN and WWE to put Brock Lesnar, probably the most recognizable name from either night on any card, on free television. So again, more opportunity for either the pay-per-view vibe if they're doing that route, or hey, you know, go the complicated route and, you know, finally, you know, sign your soul away so you can get ESPN Unlimited. That'll be the way to go there.
You have the Hulk versus like another, like the Red Hulk basically in this matchup. It feels like it should be the main event, honestly, when you look at the two faces. One who's super over at 23, right? The other one who is still a megastar in Brock Lesnar. And the fact that you have Lesnar, who's basically been like playing the part of being like, I'm going to help this young man get over, it feels. And we finally get to see the conclusion on it. And, it's going to be a match that kind of starts everything off. But, you know, don't worry about it. It's going to be at the beginning. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, this is, I'm going to label this as the entrances will be longer than the match. It's just simple as that. Again, shout out to Brock Lesnar for having that control to be like, you know what, we're going first, and I'm leaving first.
Yeah,
He's not sticking around in Vegas for the rest of this card. No way, and I don't blame him. The only thing that we haven't got to was the IC title ladder match. Javon, who they added, Rey Mysterio, Miro, Penta, one of the luchadors, I don't care.
Which could have some legs, maybe.
Dragon Lee and McDonough, JD McDonough. So, again, to be somewhat positive, I think they did a decent job of balancing each night, but it's like, You know, just it's the balance of, do I want to get kicked in the nuts this night, or do I want, you know, would I rather have them like throw things at me the next night? I don't know. It's you're picking between two bad awful choices.
Would you like the punch or the kick?
Yeah. In terms of, again, who can steal the show, it might be the two matches that happen very first. I think you might be right. It might be Fatu and McIntyre to take night one. And then most likely Oba and Lesnar will be the talk of the entire night too.
And it's sad because those matches, like you said, will probably be 7 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
When you could easily say, let them go 20, 30 minutes, and you probably get a banger from both.
Yeah. All of which, again, hosted by John Cena, so didn't even get a full calendar year of him being retired before you finally just, again, reeks of desperation in my mind. Got to sell these tickets, got to put these people in here. When John Cena has the chance to be coming back again. You just advertised a whole tour of, he'll never be back again. This is the last time you see him in your city. Except for Vegas. Might have another match. Who knows?
Hey, gotta have him for Vegas.
Yeah.
Gotta.
And then exactly, like, what's the end goal? What is the goal with John Cena? To have a skit with Danhausen? Is that what we want to do?
I mean, I do love me some Danhausen. I can't lie. But
I'm not gonna hate on it again. I feel like it's been a mixture of good stuff. He's always funny, but it is also like maybe a little too much already. We've been a lot of Danhausen, but to also be honest, between him and Little Yachty, those were like the only two good things that have happened this past couple of weeks. Everything else has been dog water. Yeah, so honestly, shout out to Lil Yachty. He did, of all the celebrities, he's been the least insulting.
yeah, that's
he actually had
fair.
a good back and forth and a good like chemistry with Trick Williams, and I'll give it to him. It somewhat makes sense that Trick Williams is actually hanging out with a rapper, with a celebrity, with Lil Yachty, because that's kind of like his persona. It's like, oh,
With that fur
big
coat.
baller. I hang out with all the high list celebrities, and there he is with a high A-list celebrity. Or I don't know what list he's on necessarily, Lil Yachty, but he's well known.
It's a DC list, I would put him
Yeah,
on. Like,
there you go.
like-
He's affordable.
Trick has that, if I may say so, a little bit of that Ric Flair to himself with that fur coat.
Yeah, there
Like
you
a
go.
lot of that persona's there.
Exactly. So again, I enjoyed that back and forth. Lil Yachty was actually decent, and compared to every other celebrity that's been on here or shoehorned in here. But that's where I'm at again with John Cena being the host. What are we gonna get an interaction with him, Taker, Steve Austin, and Danhausen all in the same room at the same time? God,
That might be entertaining for all we know.
it might be. In all honesty, that could
That could be a meme.
Having Danhausen finally go up to Stone Cold and call him Cold Steve, that would hit. That would land for sure. So I do hope to an extent that is a part of it. I know I had these other two things with Del Rio and Punk. I just don't care. We don't need to get to it. I will get to, however, the only thing that was also lacking and lingering, and speaking of Danhausen, getting that cursed referee spot on SmackDown.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I'm
enjoyed it.
50-50 in the sense of it was entertaining, yes. It was very indie-rific, yes. WWE, that's not WWE's cup of tea. So for the younger audience that landed, that they liked it, for the traditionalists, for the older group, they did not like it. I put it in the sense of, again, that you'll be like, oh, Nick again, vouching for AEW. He's the AEW homer. But if AEW did this, they would be crucified for weeks on end for having that being a spot. They'd be the
Correct.
the Outlaw Mud Show strikes again. Tony Khan just can't do anything that isn't part of an indie show. But no, there you go. There it is. There you have it. They have the ref get, however they did it. Danhausen is trying to get tagged in. Miz says no. Miz puts the referee in the way, and he curses the ref. He goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that," as if he blew his house up or something. But again, finally, Miz hits the skull-crushing finale on R-Truth. 1, 2, and you're like, what the hell are we watching? What are we doing?
I enjoyed it.
I
will
get
say.
it. It's a change of pace. It's different. It's fun. It's hee ha ha. But again, it's just like I don't need a lot of comedy right now when half of the serious stuff already feels like comedy.
Correct.
So
yeah.
again, I kind of already feel bad for Damian Priest, who's being relegated to the comedy act. You're with two comedy stars now in R-Truth and Danhausen,
Yeah.
but you get the tag titles. Sure, that's a good trade-off. I don't care. But yes, the only thing, like I said, they're missing is Mr. Iguana at this point for that tag team tandem.
Sure, why not? Let him and Danhausen and Kit Wilson have a moment.
Hell, I mean, yeah, I was just about to make
Honestly.
that next step. You technically had 3 comedy guys with Miz, Kit Wilson, and R-Truth already in the match.
Yeah.
Add Danhausen on top of it. It was just short of being a circus. So I'm not gonna sit here and completely poo-poo it. It's different. It was hee ha ha funny, but it also is just like, okay, cool, funny.
For the E part of WWE, it works.
It hit the entertainment part. Yes,
Yes.
indeed. Again, shout out to Danhausen. He's doing everything right that he should be doing.
He's making money.
He's doing everything he's doing correctly with his character. It's just a matter of, should WWE should they have done that? I don't know. Again, fun spot, funny, but not necessarily needed. I think that's gonna be it. I think that's more than enough. Honestly, I think we did that.
I'll just say for Alberto Del Rio, he going to prison.
He might.
He got to be going to prison.
Yeah, maybe 8 to 20 between his this recent domestic violence interaction. Yeah, he's done. There's no way. How many more second chances can a guy get?
I mean, he's on his 6th chance, 10th chance,
Probably
20th. Like, if I find out, like I told you this offhand, I will say this right now. If I find out he gets a plea deal of some sort, and he gets he serves 6 years and gets probation when he should 8. You serve 6, get probation, but we find out Ted DiBiase Jr. gets more years. Something is so wrong there.
Yeah.
So wrong.
And again, it's like this isn't even like the most recent thing that he's did in the past 3 or 6 months. Like he attacked that fan.
Yeah. Come on.
Like this is just, like I said, this is just what happened already.
This is just the latest.
We're only in April. We're only in April of 2026, and he's already been doing what he's done. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that with Alberto. Figure it out. You're not going to, but figure it out. Yeah, again,
Not even close.
just lingering on with WrestleMania. Good luck. That's all I have to say. For those that are going to try and watch, for those that are going to do what they can, if you're there in person, I mean, I hope that the loan that you took out to get a seat was very much worth it, but it won't be.
I heard the casinos are going to be open all night, though.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, again, not to be too hard on it, but they're going to have a real issue come next year, especially again. If they're not figuring out the whole Saudi Arabia, if tensions aren't dying down or aren't over, you're not going to have WrestleMania in Saudi. There's no way in hell you're going to run WrestleMania a 3rd time in Vegas in a row when there's already reports that Vegas itself is taking a hit in terms of tourism. So it's just not looking good. I mean, maybe they run it back and give New Orleans their show or Minnesota or whatnot.
I was just going to ask, where would you, if you're not going to do it in Saudi and you're not going to do it again in Vegas, which just feels like, yeah, you're overplaying that, where would you, Nick, put it then?
Those 2 are my go-to. I would roll it with New Orleans, where it should have been this past year,
Love
this
that.
upcoming year, or I know that they're going to do SummerSlam in probably where the Vikings play, so I don't think that one would be the go-to. But worst case, you fall back on that one, or
Go to Dallas, maybe?
you could go AT&T Stadium. I'm sure. Hell, I mean, they did Royal Rumble, but I'm sure you could do Lucas Oil if you wanted to do Indiana again.
That wouldn't be bad.
Again, a lot of Midwest will come in and travel well there. So. Again, that's not my prerogative. That's not my job to figure that out for them. They can fumble that themselves. I'm going to quickly get to best of the week, and if you guys got one yourself, go ahead and do it. But I'm going to go with the welt on Liv Morgan's head. That's going to be my best of the week. That one got, again, great playback on the replay of the care actually, you know, knocking heads, or Liv Morgan knocking heads with Roxanne. I hope Roxanne is good to go, because that was gnarly. I hope she's not in concussion protocol, or Liv for that matter as well. But yeah, that was a nasty welt. They took to social media. That thing was like a size of exactly. Basically, this isn't exaggerating. Like my fist being on my head. This is exactly how it was for Liv. And they did their best. The internet ran wild. They put their memes on it. They put, oh God, why can't I think of it? The stormtrooper guy that fell through the wall. It's okay. The Shockmaster. Then the Shockmaster fell through the wall. They just put that on Liv Morgan's welt. I'm sure others probably put other horrible, meme-orific wrestling spots.
Somebody put
there.
John Cena coming out of like when he was surprising that kid and he like burst out of the like screen or whatever it was. They had that coming out of Liv Morgan's welt as well.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, yeah. So that's my best of the week. Going to Liv and the ice pack that hopefully got that swelling down. You guys got one over there for you?
I'll just give it to AEW. I think in general for what this Wednesday was, I thought I was very impressed. With the matches as a whole. If I'm gonna give it to one person in particular, I'll give it to Jericho for bringing back the list.
There you go. There you go.
Fantastic job. Like you said, bring back the hits. It was his best gimmick, I think, and his best gig that he had going on AEW. I love it. Starting off with Ricochet, move up, have this kind of be your not retirement tour, because it'll be probably a year long. You come back around, finish off with a great kind of slam, probably then go off to, like, I guess WWE, kind of have your like, see everybody. Or end it off at AEW and say, this is how I'm going to go out.
Yeah.
Go out on your own terms.
That's a good point.
So I give him best of the week.
That works. That works. Again, honorable mention, I'll give it to MJF for going crazy, having the best just cycle of shows that he's been on, podcasts and radio spots that he's been on. So there you go. There you have it. Another solid one in the books there, folks. So again, enjoy Dynasty coming up this weekend. If you want to try it, give TNA Rebellion on Saturday a good old college try. You're a better man than I am if you do so. So with that being said, thank you to everyone who watching. Thanks for all that was helping out in the back. Thank you guys for coming out. Appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next time. Don't know exactly when. I'll get to my schedule as soon as I can, but we're going to be back as soon as we can for more Bad Karma Wrestling. We'll see yous. We'll love yous. Peace.
This is Bad Karma Wrestling.
Give me a hell yeah!
With no gimmick Nick Johnston
It doesn't matter how you feel!
and David Double D Dykstra.